11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Welcome to the snowy Charm City. We are at Vultures Field in Baltimore, Maryland for a rematch of the Season 15 championship game as the Baltimore Vultures play host to the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Good evening, everyone. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is Matt Wilson. Our statistician is Gerald Smith, and our producer is Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I am freezing.
Me too, my friend. Tonight's game features a rematch of the Season 15 championship. As I mentioned, these two teams both had a phenomenal regular season. Baltimore ultimately came away on top with the championship win. That game was played in Sioux Falls. Tonight's game is in snowy Baltimore, where the Vultures have only lost 5 games ever. If Sioux Falls is going to win this one, they're going to need to get the running game going. Colin Hart is the feature back for Sioux Falls, along with rookie first-rounder Charlemagne Cornelius at fullback. On the other side of the field, Baltimore has a deadly rushing attack led by T. Roy Gaines. A lot going on here in this one. Matt, what are the keys to victory for these teams?
Yeah, T. Roy Gaines is the heart of this Baltimore offense. Not only is he one of the best rushers in the league, but also the active leader in receptions on the Vultures. A true dual threat. Sioux Falls has to lock him down. Luckily, they have a terrific trio of linebackers in Fuentes, Parker, and Fargo, who lives in the backfield. Fargo in particular is 9th all-time in TFLs. Who will come out on top, Mike? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, Matt. Well, we will get down to the field after the coin toss and get this one started. It's going to be snowing throughout the game in this one. We'll have to see how the weather impacts the outcome of this one as we get things set up, ready to go here in Baltimore. Not a lot of points scored in the first games earlier on today, Matt, but the championship game last season, combined total of 46 points scored. So we'll have to see if we can top that here tonight. Sioux Falls will kick this one off. Baltimore will receive. Maxwell Falk ready to go, and we are underway here in Baltimore. Taken 3 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to return this one out past the 20. Gets it up to the 24-yard marker, and that is a nice return for Giovanni Bolt. Bolt will set up his offense in good starting field position. Jack Wigmore, the quarterback, leading his offense out onto the field to get things started. Two backs in the backfield. And Wigmore will throw. Short drop, quick pass over the middle. That one is caught. Hauled in by Mac Chima. That is good enough for first down yardage. And let's talk about the rest of the starters here on this Baltimore Vultures offense. We mentioned quarterback Jack Wigmore entering his second season in the league and with the team. T. Roy Gaines is the running back. Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima, who you just saw, are the wide receivers. The tight ends, Jay Hayden and Lloyd Graham Jr. Two wide split out to the right. Wigmore will throw it up to the top of your screen. That short out route is complete for 3.
Baltimore coming out, throwing the ball, being efficient. Wonder when they're going to get Gaines involved, but, Gaines could be a decoy for this game. Who knows? I doubt it.
Could be. Wigmore threw the ball 57 times last week in their victory over Arizona. Gaines only carried the ball 15 times, but 15 times for 90 yards. Also got involved in the passing game for 24 yards for 100 all-purpose. And just like that, Jack Wigmore will check it down to the fullback, Jordan Mitchell, getting the running backs involved in the passing game, but this time the fullback, Matt.
Yeah. Mike, I don't think we've ever broadcasted a game in the snow. This is exciting.
It is, except for the temperature. I am a warm weather person, which is weird growing up in Western New York, but, I never quite got used to the snow. But we'll have to today, Matt. We're going to have to power through. 3rd down and 1 coming up for Baltimore on their opening drive. Wigmore will throw once again, getting it out to T. Roy Gaines. Gaines has a blocker, and he gets the first down up to midfield.
Yeah, it was all up to the blocker. Was he going to throw it or was he going to whiff? Nice block thrown, and Gaines knows what to do with the ball, obviously. The active leader in receptions on this team. More receptions than the wide receivers all time, Mike.
Crazy. Let's tackle Kevin Guy with the key block. Wigmore to throw once again. Another quick pass over the middle. That one is once again hauled in and complete for first down yardage. I believe that was Daley Holt. No, that was Lloyd Graham Jr. with the catch. Well, we have an opportunity. Let's talk about the starters on the Sioux Falls Sparrows defense. The defensive line's made up of James Kelly, Jonathan Camp, and Cam Frosby. The trio of linebackers, Matt Jose Fuentes, Alex Parker, and Nick Fargo. The secondary is John Barnhart, Terrell Davis, Jay Ringgold, Nathan Barnett, and A.J. Levy. Wigmore passing once again, out route to the top, caught for 4.
Well, I guess, when you have some of the leaders in TFLs, just throw the ball. They'll let those linebackers get in there, but Sioux Falls is pretty good taking the ball away as well, and these linebackers also like to get up and bat the ball down from time to time.
Wigmore under center once again for this second down. Will pass, gets it out to Gaines. The blocker missed that time, but still good yardage. It'll bring up a 3rd down and inches at the Sioux Falls 30.
Gaines looked like he had a lot of space to the top of the screen. Good job by the Sioux Falls defense to close, but 3rd and inches, Mike. This has got to be Gaines territory.
I would assume so, Matt. He was 5th in the league last season, averaging 5.7 yards per carry. He needs inches here. He does indeed get his first carry of the game, and it goes for about 2, which is good enough for a first down. We'll keep this drive alive.
Infinitely more than he needed. That's a lot of inches.
That is several inches. We will not be doing math here in the booth. It's too cold to start trying to do math. First down and 10 from the 28. So that's why we have Gerald Smith on our stats team, Matt, is so that he can do the math. We just call what we see. Wigmore to throw. Short pass over the middle. That one's incomplete. Not sure who he was trying to hit. It looked like maybe Mac Chima, but that one was well behind him. Pass is incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. So 2nd down and 10 from the Sioux Falls 28. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and a running back on the field for Baltimore. Wigmore in the gun. Low snap. He's able to bring it in. Passes over the middle, and that one is caught. Hauled in up at the 11-yard line. First down and more for Ivory Irvin.
Great throw by Wigmore. A little harder to see in the snow with these white helmets, but he fits it right in there, and there was 2 vultures in the area. Luckily, they didn't pick each other off. Sometimes that happens.
Right over the head of Nick Fargo.
Ooh.
Fargo with an interception last week. Wigmore, short drop up to the top. Another quick out route. Back-to-back receptions for Irvin. That one good for 3.
Seems to be Baltimore's MO on offense so far. Just got to dink dunk to the running backs, the receivers, and then every once in a while they'll push it down the field. But you're not using Gaines in the running game too much, just like the last time they met. So we'll see if he gets more involved here down in the red zone.
2nd down and 7 at the 8-yard line. They can get a first down without scoring. See if that comes into play. Wigmore will throw it to the top. Caught and out of bounds at the 3. Back-to-back receptions for Irvin. Now with 5 catches already in this drive alone. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
An interesting situation here. 3rd and 2 from the 3. So you can get a first down without scoring. So to me, I would think you'd want to run the ball. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Gaines got a good shot to get. I mean, with this front, yeah, I like it.
Only 3 down linemen for Sioux Falls. They will throw. Wigmore looking towards the end zone. Kind of lobs it up, and that one is incomplete. Into traffic and batted down. There's Nick Fargo swatting it away. And that'll bring an end to a very impressive opening drive, Matt. Like you said, I'm kind of surprised there. 3rd down and 2 from the 3. You give it to Gaines. I mean, I guess worst case scenario, he doesn't score. He could still possibly get that first down and
Right.
give you a few more shots.
Especially in the snow, everyone's sliding around. Just give it to your back and let him do the rest.
Shark Tarkington on for the field goal try. He was 27 of 27 in season 15. Matt, this one should be a chip shot, even in the snow, but you never know.
Watch
This one is
out.
up, and it is good from 20. Baltimore is on the board first, putting 3 points up after that opening drive. A 14-play, 72-yard drive, Matt.
Mike, in these weather games, kicks, no matter who's kicking the ball, are not gimmies. I've seen kickers slide and completely whiff on kicks in these conditions. So, again, no field goal, no matter who's kicking it, is 100%, even if it's an extra point.
Shark Tarkington, number 2 all-time in league history in field goals made at 144 now, averaging about 97% kick percentage. That's incredible accuracy. Baltimore and Sioux Falls, Matt, they've played each other 5 times. Baltimore leads the series 3-2. Their last meeting is, I'm sure everybody who's a fan would know, in the championship game. Baltimore came away with the win 27-19 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Falls looking to get some revenge in this one.
Well, it's a
Sioux
dish
Falls-
best served cold, and it is cold.
It is a dish best served cold. That Sioux Falls is on their side today. The first pass from Julian Tyree is hauled in and complete for a gain of 9. It is Noe Terrazas with the reception, the tight end. Talk about the starters here on the Sioux Falls offense. Julian Tyree is the quarterback. The running back is Colin Hart. The fullback, he was picked 21st overall in the first round, Charlemagne Cornelius. The wide receivers, A.J. Warren, Gunnar Lewis, and Al Dillapre Sr. Noe Terrazas is the tight end, and watch out for number 76, the guard, Dusty Wilson. See what he can do in the blocking game today. Colin Hart with his first carry, and that's going to be a good one as he scampers his way up to the 39-yard line, and then Giovanni Bolt levels him.
Yeah, Hart decided to cut it in instead of out. He might have had more yards on the outside. I'm not sure what he saw in his blocking, but look at all those bodies on the ground. You love to see it when your linemen are on the ground blocking for you and getting a little dirty.
1st and 10 now from their own 39. Coming out in a running set. Look at
Don't
that
run to the
trio.
right, for
Yeah.
God's sakes.
Now they're going to throw it out to the right, and Hart's going to get that catch, and he will gain 6 on that one. Let's talk about the key starters here on the Baltimore Vultures defense. The defensive line, Nate Brown, Al Walker, Sir Ron Yates IV, and Tucker Lewis. The linebackers, Frank Smith, Alvin Mack, and Nolan Pierce. The secondary is made up of Marvin Himes, Austin Brigham, Ben Stackenpaper, Giovanni Bolt, and Troy Loshaw. Quick snap, Colin Hart takes it. No gain, tackled right at the line. Brought down for no gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Tried to bounce it outside, nowhere to go. Here's the situation. Baltimore's done great with out routes, and swing routes. I'd expect some kind of swing pass or out route here. Only need 3.
Play action. Tyree has time, fires over the middle, and that one swatted and picked off. Taken away, and going back the other way was Frank Smith. No gain on that return, but a turnover early here for the Baltimore defense.
Yeah, and just throw it in the middle of the field, and what a athletic play there by number 36, Troy Loshaw, deflecting the ball. 36 on, it was Loshaw.
Yes.
Just a great play, and it's always nice to set up your teammates like that.
Well, Loshaw got 3 picks himself last week, Matt, so I think he's trying to share the love. Frank Smith with the 2nd interception in his career. This is only his 2nd season in the league, so that's a linebacker to watch out for as time goes on.
Whoa, jeez.
The receiver of the day so far, Ivory Irvin, with a nice catch and run. Now 55 yards on 6 catches.
Is he a fullback? Is he heavy? Do you see him truck that man to his look? Watch the delivery after. Boom! Sit down, number 26, John Barnhart. Used to picking the ball off, but try to tackle Irvin and maybe give him a little bit of a message. Stay away from me.
Ivory Irvin, 6'4", 215 pounds. He had 114 yards on 11 catches last week, Matt, and he's already well on his way to blow that number out of the water as we are only about 2/3 of the way through the first quarter in this one. He's already halfway there on the yardage total. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Wigmore under center. Wigmore will throw out route down to the bottom, and that one's caught. Trying to spread it out to some other receivers. Chima gets his hands on it. Matt, this receiving core for Baltimore, their career numbers are mind-blowing. 16,600 combined receiving yards and 115 touchdowns over the course of their careers. They are pass catcher extraordinaires, I would say.
It's a lot of miles on a car. They turn it in and get a couple more.
4-3 look from the Sparrows defense. Wigmore steps up into the pocket, throws complete. Hauled in up at the 13-yard line, and Baltimore is on the move. Guess who? Ivory Irvin.
This offense could do no wrong except score a touchdown. So trying to right the wrong. Nice moving around in the pocket by Wigmore. Whoa, almost got picked. But Wigmore is throwing a fantastic game so far.
Linebacker Briggs Bukowski almost coming away with that one, but it was complete to Irvin. First down and 10 from the 13. Wigmore making a change to the play.
A lot of space at the top of the screen. A little out. Just get half of the yards, maybe.
And he does go to the top, but that one is also picked off. Going back the other way now. A turnover for the Sparrows defense, and that is A.J. Levy with the pick.
A.J. Levy, one of the legends of this game, and grabbing another pick. Oosh.
Pick 52 on his career, Matt. He's number 3 all-time in interceptions. An absolute legend in the Simulation Football League, getting another pick on what has been a storied career and saving his team from surrendering more points here in the first quarter, giving his offense another shot at it. Tyree hands the ball off to Colin Hart. Oh, nice block. Getting 5 yards up the field to the 15, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Sioux Falls defense, bend but don't break, Mike. I mean, Baltimore has been in the red zone twice, come away with 3 points. Gotta be happy with that. And no points off turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyree to throw, finds Hart at the top, one-handed, brings it in, first down yardage, stiff arms the defender into the grass and gets out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Landing in the light, fluffy snow on the sidelines, and up he goes.
Hopefully it's not solid ice underneath. That might hurt. little black ice. Oh, ow. It never feels good to get hit in cold weather. It just that little bit more bit of pain I would.
Yeah,
have
a little extra sting to it.
Yeah.
Coming back out in this running look. He will indeed hand it off to Hart, and Hart will run forward for a gain of 4, brought down on the play by Alvin Mack.
Yes, you see Nickel, that power set, just run it 4 yards. As an offensive coordinator, I'd take that all day long because, Mike, 4 times 3 is 12.
Oh, Matt, I said we weren't going to do math, and now you're making me look like a liar.
You said you weren't going to do math, not me. My math might be wrong, but it's sometimes right half the time.
Tyree in the gun. Oh, pressure coming, and he's going down. Sacked back at the 23-yard line. A big loss on the play. 3rd down and 14.
Oh, man. Tyree must have had his eyes down the field. Didn't see the pressure coming. And this Sioux Falls offense really not made for 3rd and 14. Try to hit a screen or a dump down or, well, they do have 5 wide sets. So I wonder if they're going to run out of this.
Tyree looking downfield, going for the first down and can't get it. That one's incomplete. Thrown into heavy coverage, trying to hit Gunnar Lewis, and that one will bring us to a 4th down.
Yeah, every time I see that, I'm thinking they're going to run all slants, which would not have gotten them the first down there, but no, they went for something a little more varied, a little deeper, and it almost, man, the 2 Baltimore players knocked into each other. I think both wanted the ball. So when you got to call it out, so I got it.
On the field to punt for the Sparrows. Max Holt. Giovanni Bolt set to return. Bolt returning it. Dangerous return man gets it up to midfield, and that's where Baltimore will take over. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. You can visit sector6apparel.com or our website, simulationfl.net, for replica team jerseys and completely custom jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. It helps each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear that the fans wear, Sector 6 and the SFL. 5 wide for Baltimore to get this drive started. Wigmore in the gun. Wigmore fires quick down the left sideline, and that one is caught, hauled in. A nice jumping catch up at the 26-yard line. Is that Ivory Irvin again?
I couldn't tell. It went corner, and what a play by Irvin. Barnhart kind of being aggressive there, going for the pick, and, got to get the man first. Baltimore's, like, completely switched offenses all of a sudden.
Yeah, quick game.
Let's just stop with this dinking and dunking stuff and just go 5 wide.
We're going deep. 3 down linemen for the Sparrows, trying to get pressure with that. They can't, going for it all. And they throw that one incomplete. Overthrew his intended target, Mac Chima.
Well, if you're going to underthrow, definitely overthrow your receiver. You don't want to throw an interception there where you're almost in the red zone and definitely in field goal range for Maxwell Falk.
Interception on their last possession. This is their 3rd drive so far in this ball game. 37 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Wigmore with the adjustment. Wigmore to throw out route down to the bottom. He saw his target.
Oh, no!
Heading towards the end zone. Gets out at the 13-yard line.
That's Irvin again, Mike. This man has a brutal stiff arm. He's just throwing these defenders to the ground. Look at this. Boom. Sit down again.
Ivory Irvin trying to go for career numbers here tonight, Matt. That's reception number 9. Puts him over 100 yards on the ball game already. We're in quarter number 1.
Well,
he's on pace for 400.
So a guy that runs routes and is a speedier receiver, but can truck guys over like a fullback. I'd give him a lot in space as well.
T. Roy Gaines with the handoff. That one's going to go for a 1-yard loss. We haven't seen a lot out of Gaines yet, Matt. I'm a little surprised. I thought that might be used more heavily in this offense, but so far, no.
Well, there's the TFL crew right there. Alex Parker, one of them. Maybe that's why they haven't done that so much with Gaines.
3-0 after the first quarter. I guess we're not seeing the scoring we thought we might. Let's see what happens in quarter number 2 after this break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fan.
The Sioux Falls offense had a great showing in the championship game. However, they couldn't get to the end zone. Like, here's their only touchdown, a pick six by John Barnhart.
Wow.
Nice effort there, definitely at the championship. Later, Colorado rips off a huge 59-yard run. He's going. He's huffing. He's puffing.
He's running out of gas.
No, but he finished the day with 119 yards rushing, but no touchdowns. Sioux Falls really needs to finish these drives with 7 instead of 3 to win the rematch.
Well, I think the key thing to see there, Matt, is there's no snow, and there's snow in our game. That's
Man,
the
look
big
at
difference
that. It's hard going all that way and just not quite having enough speed to finish it off.
Well, back to the snow we go here in Baltimore. 2nd down and 11. Vulture's knocking on the door. T-Roy Gaines takes the handoff, stiff arms the defender, spins his way up to the 7-yard line. A nice gain of 8 yards. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
T-Roy trying to say, hey, I'm here. You can use me. Don't be afraid.
Well, he's fresh, that's for sure.
Yes. Nice to see they shoveled off the numbers for us so we can see where we are on the field.
Yeah, that's helpful. It was getting a little snowy. Hopefully the shovelers stick around for the rest of the game. Wigmore to throw on 3rd down and 3. Wide open at the bottom of the screen and walking into the end zone. There he is again, man. Ivory Irvin making the snow angel.
Not only does he stiff arm Mike, but he makes a mean snow angel.
He does make a mean snow angel. Man, Ivory Irvin, he was 3rd in receptions.
Oh my gosh, did you see that? He ran an up and out route, completely fooled the DB on that.
Wow, yeah. He's one of the top receivers in the league. 109 receptions in season 15. That's good for 3rd overall. 1,065 yards was good for 4th place. He only had 50 yards, Matt, in the championship game, but during this championship rematch, he's already put up over 110 yards now and a touchdown. Extra point is up and good. Ivory Irvin 10, Sioux Falls nothing.
Yeah, what a route. And that's a big advantage for the receivers with those quick moves in the snow. The DBs not quite sure on their footing when you don't know where the other guy's going. It makes that much more difficult.
So back to the Sparrows. Possession will go after this kickoff by Shark Tarkington. And Tyree and company are going to need to do something to respond. Levy will kneel this one down in the end zone for a touchback. Brings the ball out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you see the big goose egg on the board, and Sioux Falls really needs to drive down the field and get some points to keep this going. Their offense is not made to come from behind. So you can see they rely on their defense, their running game, and their short passing game.
Hart with only 3 carries so far. Here's carry number 4. Has a couple blockers. Can't get around the defender. Coming up to make the tackle, Frank Smith at the line allows only a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, this defense, any defense loves playing with a decent lead, and again with conditions, it makes it even more interesting, somewhat more challenging on both sides of the ball. But when the offense is behind and they become predictable, then much easier for the defense to know.
Hart lowers his shoulder and trucks the defender all the way up to the 28-yard line. Nice way to rebound from a 1-yard gain. Matt, he tacks on 7.
Now 3rd and 2. Hart should have enough gas. Depends on what defense Baltimore's got prepped up for this one.
Well, they're coming out in a heavy run set, Matt, but 3 down linemen for Baltimore. This could be successful for Sioux Falls if they hand this one off, and they do. All sorts of blockers. It's not as not as easy as you might think it would be, but they do indeed get the first down, barely at the 30.
And with these snowy conditions, it's a little harder to track players. I wasn't sure where Hart was exactly, but I guess Baltimore doesn't think the refs knew where he was either.
Well, this one's going to be really hard to overturn, Matt. Challenging the spot of the ball is always tough, and then you add in the fact that not only was there snow, but there was a lot of bodies in the area. I don't know if you're going to see enough to overturn it. I mean, just at first glance, I think he's there, right there. The ball's over the line.
I think there's not enough evidence to overturn the call on the field. That would be my view.
But you never know what the refs might see when they look into the monitor. And this one is indeed overturned. Wow, they overturned the call, and we'll see where they spot the ball, but it will likely be 4th down and inches. And Matt, I don't know how you overturn that one.
Ref 62 must have 21 vision.
He's something. Who knows?
Maybe they have like infrared cameras in there. We don't know it.
I mean, look at the lines on the field, Matt. It looks like they're right on top of each other. But it is 4th and inches. The punt will come away. So Sioux Falls' drive will come to an end on a questionable overturned call. And Giovanni Bolt, he's off to the races, crossing midfield, crossing the 20.
Oh, he almost did it again.
Brought down at the 16-yard line, almost took that punt to the house. But Baltimore, either way, will get amazing starting field position. Only 16 yards to go from the end zone.
Sioux Falls is having championship flashbacks, Mike. Oh, did you see the punter just chucked one of the gunners there, and luckily he did because he didn't tackle him, but it opened up a hole for someone else too. That's a mean punter.
Giovanni Bolt, 4 punt returns for a touchdown in his career. That is number 1 in the league. We nearly saw him do it again. And the offense back out on the field. T-Roy Gaines gets the carry. A.J. Levy gets the stop. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
And this Sioux Falls defense really needs to step up and hold them to Baltimore to a field goal because you want to keep it a 2-possession game. 17 zip starting out would be a big hill to climb for Sioux Falls.
Field goal or a turnover.
Yes, that's slippery conditions that could happen.
Wigmore throws, complete, spinning his way towards the end zone. Can't get in there. Daly Holder with the catch.
Wigmore's making all the throws.
A 1st and goal from the 1. Wigmore now 16 of 20 on the day, Matt.
Here comes Gaines. I have a feeling. Power set against not a really goal line defense.
Gaines takes it, runs towards the end zone, and he is short. Hit right at the goal line, but it'll be a 2nd and goal coming up.
Yep. You know what I would say, Mike?
Run it again.
Run it again.
Run it again. Nick Fargo with the stop.
Just run it straight up the middle 3 straight times. If Gaines doesn't get it, well, that's not what I would have done, but maybe they're going to try some exotic draw play, which wouldn't be advisable.
Wigmore will throw it. Throws it to the back of the end zone, and that one is caught for a touchdown. Lloyd Graham Jr. had one last week. He gets another one here tonight.
I guess that's your second best option, right, Mike? When you're in the red zone, throw it to the big tight end, the back of the end zone. And
that's always the best option, Matt. Who you kidding?
Yeah, okay.
I'll always throw it to the tight end, especially if they're wearing number 83. Lloyd Graham Jr. gets it done for Baltimore, and now they are in front 16-0 over the Sparrows here in this rematch.
See if this extra point going to be made.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way. It's up and through. 17-0 Baltimore with the lead over Sioux Falls. Lloyd Graham Jr., Matt, last season had 3 receiving touchdowns through 2 weeks of play so far. He has 2. So on his way to beating his total from last season and more.
He doesn't have to do anything. He's already tied it. So, good job. Good season. Clap.
Well, no, he's got 2 now. He had 3 last season.
Oh, okay. Just one more.
This is why I told you we're not doing math.
2 plus 2 is 5,
Levy takes it out of the end zone, sidesteps the first tackler, gets it up to the 21-yard line. So a net gain of 1 by choosing to take it out of the end zone. Gives his team slightly better starting field position than they otherwise would have had. Matt, they've got to get something done here as they take over on this possession.
Yeah, Hart needs to rip off a big run, or you got Warren or Lewis or Abdillapri, you've got receivers, just got to use them.
Hart has blockers and a nice run. gains 8 before he gets his head taken off. Hopefully he can pop up from that one. Looking
Yep.
a little slow.
You're always concerned when a running back lays flat on his back. Is he going to get up? But Hart was like, I just need a second to catch my breath. A nice hurdle from Hart, and then watch him just get absolutely flattened at the end of this play. Ow.
Frank Smith with the tackle. 2nd down and 2.
Don't panic here if you're Sioux Falls. Just get this first down and keep the drive moving. Maybe a little screen to the bottom.
Short run goes for no gain there. We will take this moment to head back to the studios for a game break. Cam?
Mike St. Green, first play of the game.
Yeah, first play of the game, Vancouver defense picking up right where they left off last week. Ashley Rose-Finch with a big interception, setting up Vancouver in Atlanta territory.
No score, and Sioux Falls can't get a first down either. Dynasty throws a pick, and we're back to Baltimore with Mike and Matt.
Thank you, Cam. Colin Hart indeed stopped on that 3rd down run. We'll bring up a 4th down and 2, and yet another drive, Matt, comes to an end for the Sparrows.
One of my pet peeves, Mike, going off tackle when you should just smack it up the middle really fast.
Just takes too long. That's your complaint, right?
Yeah,
Matt?
yeah.
It's too long to get there.
Exactly. You got to be fast and furious when you're on those short yardage situations.
And the dangerous punt return man calls for a fair catch this time. Baltimore will take over at their own 36-yard line. This is possession number 5 now for Baltimore. They've been able to score on 3 of their 4 possessions that they've had already. Started off with a field goal and then a couple of passing touchdowns.
Watch out. They have 2 high-priced tight ends in this set, so they're very valuable. Yep, they're going to throw to one.
There's one right there. So he swings it out. Only a gain of 3 on that one. Matt, this team is tough to beat and they're tough to stop. They're 50-20 all-time winning record. They've only lost 5 games here at home, Matt. They won their first championship in season 15. And the last time that they lost at home, it was actually versus Sioux Falls, if you can imagine. And Sioux Falls is trying to repeat that here tonight. It was last season in season 15 that Sioux Falls was able to get the win here in Baltimore. There's an off-tackle run to T-Roy Gaines. Excellent blocking, sets up a nice run into Sioux Falls territory. He's tackled at the 43-yard line.
Punished him through the air in order, hit him on the ground, keep him off balance, and Gaines. Look at this blocking, Mike. There's just room to run. If Gaines had slowed down a little bit and let Irvin pick up that block, he could have been gone, but still, a great run. Now, if you're the Baltimore Sioux Falls defense, you're all discombobulated and probably exhausted.
5 minutes to go here in the first half. Wigmore, short throw. That one is caught. Hauled in for a gain of 5. Brought in by Jay Hayden, the other tight end. Second down and 5 from the Sioux Falls 38-yard line.
And unless Baltimore wants to get crazy, they can just dink and dunk their way down the field like they have been all game. And even a field goal is not a bad situation here. Just run that clock.
Wigmore will throw over the middle and tipped and incomplete. Jose Fuentes had his hands on it. He had T-Roy Gaines wide open at the top, but didn't see him.
That's what you don't want to do. Throw a potential pick and just end your drive. You're at the 38-yard line. A couple more yards in field goal range, probably 3. So just, if you're just going to play for the field goal, throw a quick out. But you can't really do that now with press man, so I'm not sure what they're going to do here.
Wigmore will throw. Short drop. Finds Gaines this time and gets the first down and more. Tackled at the 29-yard line, and that'll move the chains.
Well, they forgot about T-Roy Gaines, which is kind of a big mistake considering he's the current receiving leader on the team. And so Baltimore, again, just death by 1,000 pinpricks, Mike. They get turnovers, they score, turnover, score. Sioux Falls just can't get anything going on either side of the ball right now.
Not yet. We'll see what happens at halftime if they can make an adjustment to what they've seen out of Baltimore so far. Sioux Falls showing blitz. They do get to Gaines in the backfield and tackled for a 2-yard loss. Speaking of halftime, Matt, coming up on the SFL halftime report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will analyze the first half and provide updates on the Vancouver-Atlanta rematch and check out Baltimore's championship rings. It's all coming up on the SFL halftime report. Gaines takes the handoff off tackle to the right, tries to break through the first tackler and can't quite get it, but he does gain 4. It'll be a 3rd and 8.
You know, nice conservative. You're in field goal range now for sure. And, you know, you could just take your 3 here, but I don't know. I think Baltimore is going to be a little more aggressive.
Wigmore takes the snap, fires towards the end zone, tipped and incomplete, nearly picked off. Trying to hit Mac Chima, and that'll bring this drive to a halt. And now, Matt, probably our most adventurous kick so far this ballgame.
Yep. The Sharks going to get out here and see if we'll see if Sharks can
kick in the
snow. You know,
they can't
these
swim
more
backwards.
of a tropical climate kind of sharks usually. So don't freeze.
Well, he didn't miss last season. He's missed 5 in his career of 6 seasons. This one from the right hash. Good snap. Kick is on its way, and it is good from 43 yards out. Baltimore extends their lead now to 20.
Well, I guess the good news for Sioux Falls is there wasn't another 7 points, and they have time to run a 2-minute drill, and they really need 7 points. If Sioux Falls can get 7 here, then their chances of victory are much, much, much higher.
Tarkington kicks this one off. A.J. Levy all the way back midway in his end zone. He will take a knee. Brings this one out to the 20-yard line. Matt, Julian Tyree has completed 3 passes so far here in the first half.
Well, that's not good. That's expert analysis.
That's
right there. It's not good.
Incredible analysis, Matt. That's not good.
Well, he's going to try. He's going to try here.
3 of 5 for 20.
Right?
Absolutely. 3 of 5 for 26 yards. Needs 80 yards to get to the end zone. Put some points on the board. Goes for 15 right there. Complete. That one's good for a 19-yard gain up to the 39-yard line. Hitting Terrazas. Now with 2 catches on the day.
I think they need to let Tyree do that. Open up the playbook. Let him throw some deeper strikes. Loosen up this Baltimore defense is kind of playing up for the run. You know, loosen up a little bit with some at least medium range passes.
2 backs now in the backfield for Sioux Falls. They will throw. Tyree finds his target at the
top.
Oh,
no.
Catching it one-handed, but he had to regain his footing, Matt, and that'll cost them a yard.
Yeah, had to one-hand it. Again, in these conditions, footing is an issue and couldn't reestablish.
2nd and 11 as we tick closer to the 2-minute warning.
Sioux Falls should try to get 5 here. At least make it a manageable 3rd down coming out of the 2-minute.
Tyree goes for about 5 as he hits his target. A.J. Warren on the out route goes for exactly 5. Thank you for calling that play exactly, Matt. What's coming up next after this snap?
Maybe a swing pass to Hart would be good.
Well, Hart does have 2 receptions for 17 yards, which would get him the first down. But we're going to have to wait to find out what happens after this short break. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Sioux Falls in possession of the ball. They'll come back with a 3rd down and 6. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fan. And welcome back to snowy Baltimore, Maryland. 3rd down and 6 now for the Sparrows. They need to convert to keep this drive going. They need some points here before the half. Tyree hands the ball off, running straight up the middle, and that one's not going to be enough. Only gaining 2 yards. It'll be a 4th down and 4. Matt, what do you think about that ball, handoff to the fullback?
Not a fan, Mike. That would have been on probably the lowest of my list besides, well, no, even a QB sneak. But I would not have run the ball in that situation. Are you going to give Baltimore the ball back? And if they're feeling frisky, they could go aggressive and put some more points on you.
Sioux Falls will get the ball back to start the second half. But getting a score and then getting the ball back would have certainly helped them out, and that one is blocked.
Oh, no!
Kick is blocked and recovered by Baltimore. They'll take over at the Sioux Falls 31-yard line, and things have gone from bad to worse for the Sparrows.
Was that some conditions at play there, Mike? It looked like a botched snap or something.
The snap was bobbled. And then he tried to get the kick away, and just wasn't going to happen. Wow. Well,
it's almost the worst case scenario for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jack Wigmore brings the Vultures offense back onto the field in Sioux Falls territory, and then goes for a big pass over the middle, hitting Jay Hayden. And just like that, Matt, after Sioux Falls punted the ball away, it's 1st and goal for Baltimore. Blocked punt and a big pass.
And Baltimore can do whatever they want. 3 timeouts, lots of time.
And they'll hand it off to T-Roy Gaines, who walked in. Oh, no, he spins and's tackled at the 2. I thought he was going in untouched, but Sioux Falls thought differently. They hurry back to the line. Wigmore will throw this time. Dangerous, and that one's going to be incomplete. No, he's sacked. Sacked, and the timeout is called by Baltimore. 3rd down and goal now from the 4.
I would have used it once before. So, yeah, I mean, there's no reason to no huddle there.
Right.
You got three timeouts and 3 downs. Math works.
3 receivers split out wide to the right, 1 to the left.
Watch the bottom of the screen. That's what I'd be looking at.
Wigmore goes to the top of the screen, and that one's picked off. Finally, something going Sioux Falls' way as Terrell Davis gets the interception and stops what looked like that. It was going to be an easy Baltimore touchdown.
Yeah, TD there with a pick, but is he okay? He went flying.
Well, he's up. He's fine.
He's a bird. I guess he's okay.
Yeah, it's fine for him to go flying, Matt. 4 interceptions last season for Davis. Has 1 in this ball game tonight. That pass is complete. A nice gain of 18.
Timeout.
Yeah, they've got 3 timeouts, but they're going to hurry back to the line.
Take your time.
Tyree takes the snap, fires over the middle, and that one's tipped in. Picked off. Troy Loshaw, 3 picks last week, and now he's got 1 in this ball game.
I'm yelling for the timeout, and they thought they saw something Sioux Falls did, but boy, Loshaw off the deflection just grabs that one, and Mike, crisis averted. Crisis is back on the menu for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just when it seems like a couple things start to go their way, suddenly it just gets flipped, and nothing's working so far. Like you said earlier, on either side of the ball for Sioux Falls in this one. Wigmore under center, 13 seconds to go. He's going to try to get him in field goal range and nearly throws an interception himself.
Whew.
2nd down and 10 seconds to go in this one, Matt.
Mike, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. A wise player once said, but I don't know what that has to do with this game, but
well, don't throw a pick when you're up 20-0.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I think, and now they come out in more of a running look. Let's see if they actually go with that. Nope. Wigmore throws it to T-Roy Gaines. Gaines gets tackled right at the line, and they will call their 2nd timeout. Now 3rd down and 10 from the 40. They're not in field goal range, Matt. Do you just put it up for a Hail Mary here just to see what happens?
You put your hands together, look towards the heavens, and say, "Please, God, let me catch this ball."
I'm not sure they really need more points, but they will indeed.
Here we go.
They will indeed go for the Hail Mary look.
Fortunately, you can't look towards the sun because it's kind of cloudy.
It is overcast as all can be here. Wigmore back to pass, steps up, avoids pressure, and then doesn't avoid pressure as he gets sacked by Jonathan Camp, and that's how the first half will come to a close. 20-0. Baltimore, it's just been all Vultures so far in this one, Matt, as we head to halftime and take a look at our first half stats. Your thoughts on this one so far, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, just look at that. Baltimore winning in every category, time of possession, turnovers are tied. And this game could have been much better for Sioux Falls at the end or much worse for Sioux Falls. Luckily, I guess it's a push, right? No points scored by Baltimore when they had 2 chances, but Sioux Falls couldn't get scoring either when they had 2 chances. So, I don't know. Sioux Falls can't leave a donut on the board.
That's true. Yeah, that O has got to go, and it'll have to happen in the second half. 20-0 after 2 quarters of play. Baltimore opening up things, Matt, with a 14-play, 72-yard drive, but getting stalled out right near the goal line. Had to settle for a field goal, and then Sioux Falls would come to the field, throw a pick. As you saw, Baltimore would then return to the field, and they threw a pick. But, wow, then, ever since then, Matt, all of a sudden it just became the Ivory Irvin hour as he was catching every single thing thrown his way, ending with a touchdown pass to Lloyd Graham Jr. in the back of the end zone that you see there. Sioux Falls would then end up punting on their next drive, and Baltimore would get the ball back. A nice run by T. Roy Gaines would help set things up later on in the drive for a 1-yard touchdown pass to, you guessed it, Ivory Irvin. Sioux Falls would then end up getting the ball back. Nothing would really go right for them, Matt. They ended up punting on their next 2 possessions. You see here, I believe this one, no, this is going to be the interceptions. This is where Baltimore threw an interception near the end of the first half. And so far, everything's just going Baltimore's way. Even this, yet another pick, another tip drill. So all Baltimore so far in this one. Julian Tyree only 7 of 10 for 67 yards in the first half. We'll have to see what he can do in the second half. We'll be back with the SFL halftime report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans.
Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report. I am Cameron Irvine alongside Mike St. Green. 20-0. Baltimore is winning the game at the half, and it could have been a lot worse, Mike. They threw 2 red zone picks and settled for 2 field goals. Sioux Falls surviving out there. What is going on?
Yeah, Cameron, I have one question. Who is this team imitating Sioux Falls? I mean, through the first game and a half of the season, they've been outscored 53-7. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this team right now, but hey, dominating performance in the first half by Baltimore. Ivory Irving with 113 yards and a touchdown. Jack Wigmore with a couple of touchdown passes. Giovanni Bolt with a big punt return that set up another score by Lord Graham Jr. 20-0 at half, and Sioux Falls is just looking for anything to get going.
Maybe being muted was a blessing in disguise, because I was thinking the same thing, and I was going to lead with it, and I would have taken it right away from you. But you're right, 53-7 is just unbelievable. I mean, these are the runners up. They only lost to Baltimore by 8. Boy, that Giovanni Bolt punt return, just like Matt Wilson said, flashes of the championship game, deja vu. You're watching this game. What does Sioux Falls have to do to get back in this one? They just got no juice.
I've been asking this question for, like I said, a game and a half now. I don't know what's going on with this team. I keep going back to just losing Jalen Wells. It just doesn't seem like they can get anything going on the ground like they typically like to do. The passing game is non-existent. But get Colin Hart going some type of way. I think that's the only way they can get back in this game.
2 scoreless first halves, and I'm watching, or for Sioux Falls rather, I'm watching in the other game right now. Forgive me for peering over and looking for spoilers here, but Atlanta just blocked a Vancouver punt and returned it to the Vancouver 17. But Atlanta's having trouble. In the other game, we showed you the first play from scrimmage, the interception from Bryant Dynasty. They're down 10-0 to Vancouver.
Yeah, they came out of the first play of the game with the INT. Luckily, Blake Hamrick had an interception in the end zone to thwart that drive, but Vancouver came back with a score of their own with Brett Killian with a touchdown catch. Dynasty's been struggling out of the gate, and just watching right now, he throws another pick in the end zone.
Unbelievable. I mean, the end zone interceptions just here today in particular have been unreal. The most points we've seen a team score in a game today is 21, and Baltimore has 20 at the half. Talk about it's good being the defending champs, right?
The defense today have definitely taken center stage, and Baltimore are the champs. Flexing their muscles on Sioux Falls.
Absolutely. And now Robert Redford's running down the sideline there in Atlanta territory. Well, speaking of the defending champs, the Baltimore Vultures doing it in style this off season. They worked to get something pretty cool and pretty special. Championship rings. Look at them right there. If you think that these players don't care about these games, well, here's the proof right here. Your thoughts, Mike, on the rings?
Oh yeah, Baltimore up until this past season were considered, the best team to never win it. And hey, they definitely took home the gold with these rings right here. I'm with Jacksonville, as everyone well knows, and we may not be considered the best team to never do it yet. And hey, I would love to get one of those on my finger.
Is a ring your style? What about a belt? What would you do if you won a title?
I think I'm more of a ring guy. I think I could walk around and show that ring off better than I could a belt.
T-shirts. There's lots of different ways to celebrate.
Oh yeah, but yeah, give me that ring. Who wouldn't want that ring to show off and then keep in your keepsake for years to come?
Frank For Real in the Twitch chat says, ring me. Twitch.tv/FTF next is where you can chat with SFL Nation. Vancouver's got a touchdown. They're now up 17-0. So we've got a couple of routes going on at the moment. But Sioux Falls, they are a tough team. Let's flip it over. We talked about what can Sioux Falls do, but how does Baltimore put this away? Is it with Gaines or is it with Irvin, who's been stellar? He was phenomenal in the first half.
Yeah, I would ordinarily say don't change a thing, but with the weather being as is, hey, how about trying to get T-Roy Gaines going in this ball game, work some clock, not give Sioux Falls a chance to get back in it.
Yeah, I'm with you. We'll see if they do that or if they decide to play around in the snow a little bit more, and we'll see how many snow angels get made as well. Irvin's got the first one, 20-0. Baltimore leads Sioux Falls at the half. We're back for the second half after this.
And welcome back to snowy Baltimore, Maryland. I am Mike Daggs on play-by-play, joined in the booth by the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson, quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs. With us on stats, as always, Gerald Smith, our producers, Cameron Irvine, 20-0 after the first half of action. Baltimore in the lead. Sioux Falls will get the ball back to start the second half. A.J. Levy brings it back out to the 21-yard line. And that is where Julian Tyree will take back over on offense. Matt, a quiet, not very successful first half for Tyree. 7 of 10 for 67 yards and 2 picks.
Yeah, it doesn't get too much worse than that. So, hey, there's only one way to go but up.
Only one way to go but up. Colin Hart, 9 rushing attempts, 36 yards in the first half. He will take carry number 10 here and can't get the block. Charlemagne Cornelius trying to set up the block for him, unsuccessful, and that's how they start the second half, is a 1-yard loss. Second down at 11.
He dove for Alvin Mack, and Mack was like, I'm faster than you, sorry.
Yeah, I beat you. Sorry, rookie. 3 receiver look on second down and 11. Tyree to throw. Fires over the middle, and that one swatted away and incomplete. Trying to hit Gunnar Lewis. Lewis, that's his second target on the day, Matt. No catches so far.
I don't know if it hit him in the hands. He like smacked his hands together. Like he's like, oh gosh. So I don't know. Everybody should be feeling all right coming out of a warm, halftime. But
4 wide receivers and a tight end on third down and 11. Trying to get something going on the opening possession, and they will not. Brought down for a sack. Sir Ron Yates, the 4th. bringing Tyree down, and Matt Tyree's slow to get up.
Yates had to rub it in a little bit, I guess. But punter watch too, Mike. Everything's just up in the air right now.
Max Holt back right at his own goal line. Shovelers cleared off the numbers and lines for us at the half, Matt. That was nice.
I saw a Zamboni. It was crazy.
not sure you saw a Zamboni, but okay.
The guy riding
taken by
machine.
Punt was taken at the 45-yard line by Giovanni Bolt, returned 3 yards up, and Baltimore will start their second half at their own 48-yard line. Slightly better numbers for Baltimore in the first half, Matt. Jack Wigmore threw the ball 30 times, completed 22 of them, over 200 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He also had 2 picks. Number 1 receiver, Ivory Irvin, 10 catches for 114 yards, and also had one of those touchdowns. T-Roy Gaines gets that pass and adding on another 12 yards at least, getting up to the 40-yard line. First down and 10, and they're in Sioux Falls territory after 1 play.
Hey. Good throw to Gaines. Nice blocking by the O-line there. Hate to take that hit at the end, but I think Gaines is okay with that. And Baltimore just continues to move the ball.
T-Roy Gaines has 49 yards on the ground on his 10 rushing attempts. He's been utilized in both the running game and the passing game as usual. Over 60 all-purpose yards. Wigmore out route down to the bottom. And a flag is thrown on that play. Not sure what that one is, but right now we'll call it a catch to Daly Holder.
It could be holding, maybe.
Be about a gain of 6. And it is a holding call on Baltimore, so Sioux Falls will accept that one. That 6-yard gain no longer exists. And Baltimore will back up a little bit and replay the down.
Well, it's something going right for Sioux Falls. They need to get some kind of turnover here would be perfect. Hey, a pick 6, just what the doctor ordered.
Deep drop for Wigmore, steps up into the pocket. Pressure coming, but gets the pass away, and it won't be a pick 6, Matt. They will gain 19 yards on that reception to Mac Chima.
Yeah, Wigmore's only been bad in, when he's throwing it from like the 3-yard line, Mike. But besides that, he's been, rock solid.
A nice deep completion over the middle. Takes a 1st and 20 and turns it into a 2nd and 1. I formation now for the Vultures. T-Roy Gaines takes the handoff. Oh, he's going to get about 0.9 yards, Matt. 3rd down and inches coming up.
Well, give him the ball again and let him get that other 0.1. I think he's good for it.
And see, that's the type of situation that I like to use the no huddle. You get your yard, it's 3rd and inches. Keep that defense on the field. Just run right back to the line.
Yeah.
And either do a quarterback sneak or just hand it right back off. Get those inches and then take your time. Wigmore to throw. Checks it down to Gaines. That one could have nearly been picked off and stopped for no gain. A.J. Levy running up and making the tackle, 4th and inches.
So, one thing I can criticize about Baltimore is they've been a little too pass-heavy in short yardage situations.
Jonathan Camp was in the area of T-Roy Gaines and forced that throw to be a little high. Gaines had to jump to catch it. By the time he regained his footing, the highly experienced veteran A.J. Levy saw what was going on and shut it down. 4th down and inches, and Tarkington on for another long field goal try. This one from about 47. And it's good. In the snow. Tarkington just does not miss, Matt. 23-0 now here in Baltimore.
For some reason, I thought it hit one of the posts, but no, Tarkington just no problem. I don't care what weather I'm in.
I know. Room to spare on that one. My goodness. Matt, you can keep up with the Simulation Football League and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, the Simulation Football League social has got you covered. A.J. Levy returning this one, fighting for extra yards, gets up to the 25-yard line. Tyree and company coming back out onto the field. still a 3-score ball game, Matt. But here's the stat right here. Championship teams in rematches. Teams that have won the championship have lost the last 2 rematches. Baltimore looking to change that narrative.
Look at so. And Sioux Falls, again, the O's got to go, Mike. Let's get aggressive out there.
Got to get some points on the board, and that pass
Oh.
was just incomplete. Everything's just looking out of sorts. That was an eligible receiver, but I'm pretty sure that was a tackle.
I have no idea with this snow, but maybe that's what Tyree couldn't see either.
Greg Krutz, number 65, one of the backup tackles, was the eligible receiver on that one, and that was incomplete. He didn't quite know where to go with it. I don't think he knew he was an eligible receiver. Hart takes the handoff. Oh, and hitting the backfield, brought down for a loss. Nolan Pierce with the TFL. 3rd down and 11.
That was looking like a good run for Hart, and then he just the blocking didn't hold up.
He's had a few of those today too, Matt. He's had a few where he's gotten the ball and it looks like, oh, he's got space. And then just like that, a Vultures defender flies in there. No pun intended. Gets the tackle. 3rd and 11. And that one is good for a 1st down, a jumping catch. And that is just what they needed, Matt. Get that monkey off their back, and they got a nice gain up to the 46-yard line. Finally, they're able to get the 1st down and move the chains.
It's just a great grab by Lewis.
1st and 10 now at the 46-yard line. Tyree hands the ball off to Hart. Oh, so he's got blockers out in front again. Able to get 5 that time. Runs like that are what they will need more of, but time starts to become a factor
now. Yeah.
Time starts to become a factor, even though we're only midway through the 3rd quarter. As we see Tyree's stats on the day.
They need to score like 10 points. That'd be a good place to kind of hang your hat before the 4th quarter.
Quick throw over the middle is caught. Now into Baltimore territory, getting another 1st down. Getting the catch is Charlemagne Cornelius, the rookie fullback. First down and 10 from the 39. Ball is handed off, and running straight into the defensive line is Cornelius, touching the ball on back-to-back plays. No gain on that one, Matt. 2nd down and 10.
Gotta be more aggressive. Gotta work this ball down the field. These even 5-yard runs aren't enough right now.
Colin Hart has the handoff, met right at the line again. That's been the story of the day. The Baltimore defense swarming to the line, making the tackle. 3rd down and 10 coming up, Matt. In the championship game, Julian Tyree was 23 of 39, 215 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks in that one. Has no touchdowns, 2 picks in this one, not even to 100 yards yet. Looking to change that here. On 3rd down, Tyree in the gun, empty backfield. Tyree fires over the middle, wide open, and he's got his... No, he dropped it.
What?
Had his target, Gunnar Lewis, but the pass was dropped. Incomplete, 4th down.
He was open, I think.
Well, and there's the snow. Oh, well, that and, a hard hit from Giovanni Bolt will do that to you. I've been there.
Yeah, his defender, the corner fell down from the snow, and he was open. If Tyree hit him a little sooner, maybe would have been a better situation. But they're gonna punt the ball. Oof. I think you got to go for it.
Yeah, I would agree. Sioux Falls has only converted one 3rd down all game. And now Baltimore will get the ball back in their hands as they let this one drop at the 2, and it goes into the end zone. So Baltimore will take over at their own 20-yard line on the other side of the break. You are watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Stay with us.
Despite being outgained by almost 80 yards of offense in the championship, Baltimore finished drives in the end zone. Jack Wigmore showed some great patience in the pocket, finding his big tight end Lloyd Graham Jr. for a touchdown. Later on, Sioux Falls within 4 points in the fourth quarter when lightning strikes. Giovanni Bolt takes the punt return. He's gone to the house. Mike Best would seal the game pretty much for Baltimore as they would go on and win the championship.
Yeah, man, and Baltimore, been out in front obviously the entire game in this one, and just been in control all day long. But Giovanni Bolt, we saw him almost go to the end zone earlier in this one in a punt return, and couldn't quite get there, but got his team in good field position in that drive. 23-0 the score in this one right now, and Baltimore back in possession of the ball from their own 20.
Baltimore can pretty much do whatever they want.
4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Wigmore will throw over the middle, and that's what Sioux Falls was trying to do on their last drive. The ball bounced out of the hands of Gunnar Lewis. That one complete as we look at the quarterback comparison.
It hasn't been pretty for Tyree, but his receivers haven't helped him out a ton either. Plus, in that last play, a couple of plays, there's been some ones where the receivers might have been able to come up with the ball, but just couldn't handle, some contact.
4 wide receivers on the field now for Baltimore. Wigmore to the top.
Oh!
That one could have possibly been picked. It was over Ringgold's head, but he was in the area trying to jump that route, and that would have really been what they needed, Matt. They need some sort of points on a turnover, or a blocked punt of their own instead of one against them. Something's got to go their way. They were struggling to score points against Denver last week. Their only points in the game coming at the end, right near the end of the fourth quarter. Wigmore hands the ball off to Gaines. Gaines showing some power. He's still got fresh legs. Gets a first down up to the 46-yard line. 46-yard line.
Definitely well rested. And they're probably going to use him a lot more, especially in the fourth quarter. Like
Ivory Irvin, Matt. 11 of 11, 120 yards. Saw a lot of him in the first half. Been quiet so far in the second half. Low snap. Wigmore hauls it in. Checks it down to tight end Jay Hayden. At the Sioux Falls Sparrows, their defenders on this roster, they forced a combined total of 147 interceptions over the course of their careers. I mean, they're a very experienced secondary. Any one of them, including the linebackers, could go and get a game-changing interception. So, it looks like the game's out of hand, but with this defense, it's still not. Anything can still happen. It's going to be a 3rd down and 5 after that run. No gain on the play. You got AJ Levy in the secondary. We already saw an interception from him. He's 3rd all-time in interceptions. John Barnhart, 35 interceptions himself. Jay Ringgold, 30 interceptions.
In the SFL, if you can hold a team to under 30, you're doing a good job. It's only 23 points. The problem is
tipped, incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down, so the defense holds.
Problem is Sioux Falls has 0. If they had scored on some of those drives, maybe Baltimore wouldn't have these. Those interceptions were field goals. Baltimore's lead wouldn't be as great. This would be a much closer game. But then again, the offense just keeps shooting the defense in the foot some of the time.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Sioux Falls offense, they've just not been able to convert much of anything. Gunnar Lewis, the receiver that dropped that one, block there, almost got it. Gunnar Lewis, the receiver that dropped what would have been a first down conversion, was number 3 in the league in touchdowns last season with 10. Had none last week and none this week so far to start season 16.
All right, deep post corner to Lewis for a touchdown right here. Come on, Sioux Falls. Yeah, I don't see a receiver, so maybe not.
Ball is handed off to Cornelius. Cornelius is going to gain 2. And, Matt, I applaud them for wanting to get the rookie fullback involved, but time is ticking away here.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, Sioux Falls' offense is built on running the ball a lot, short passing game, and their defense. And the passing game really hasn't worked, and neither has the short running game. Oh, okay.
Tyree trying to get involved too, or did he hand that one off?
No, I think he tried to keep. It was a keeper, and he didn't go anywhere. So Ron Yates says no.
Averaged 179 yards last season, Matt. That was number 2 in the league in rushing, and just can't get anything going tonight on the ground. Combined rushing yards just over 40. 5 wide here on 3rd down and 8. Going deep over the middle into triple coverage. Tipped, and how did not be picked off? It is. And going back the other direction, that was only vultures in the area. Trying to see who took that one away. But yeah, the 3rd interception on the night. Troy Loshaw with his 2nd pick.
It was a Baltimore beach volleyball party, except in the snow. We don't have sand, we have snow. But, I mean, yeah, they just all had a hand on that. And Loshaw finally grabbed it, and oh boy, more bad news for Sioux Falls.
Loshaw leading the league now, 5 interceptions on a very young season here for Baltimore. Wigmore under center to get things going on this possession. Out route down to the bottom. That one is caught. Mac Chima with the reception, good for a gain of 6.
You can tell it wasn't Ivory Irvin. I didn't see a stiff arm. Chima trying with the finesse approach, which works great a lot of the time, but not that time. But still, again, 6 yards, clock ticks. Baltimore doesn't even have to snap the ball if they don't want to, but they probably will.
And we'll see 2-1. They do snap the ball. Wigmore will throw it to Jay Hayden up to the top, and that'll be a fresh set of downs for Baltimore as we bring the 3rd quarter to a close. Matt, they're in control of this ball game, up 23-0, in possession of the ball at the Sioux Falls 13-yard line. They're knocking on the door to score more points. 3 quarters in the books. 1 remains. 23-0 Baltimore over the Sparrows. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland for the start of the 4th quarter. This one's been all Baltimore so far. Matt, we were talking during the break. You said it feels like it's 90-0, but believe it or not, still a 3-score game. Sioux Falls still has a chance in this one.
Hey, don't use my words against me. That's off broadcast talk, Mike.
I brought it on the air. T-Roy Gaines with the handoff, off tackle to the left, breaks through a tackle and gets a gain of 6 up to the 7-yard line. But, I mean, Matt, your point was valid. I mean, it feels like it's been all Baltimore, but Sioux Falls, they haven't scored yet, but they're hanging around.
Can only hang around for so long when you have 0 points on the board.
Yeah, and Baltimore looking to score again to extend this to a
Baltimore better be
lead.
careful not passing because they're so close to the end zone. They've been picked off a couple times.
Wigmore in the gun. Will look to throw, fires over the middle, and that one is caught and a touchdown for Lloyd Graham Jr. and tacking on another 6 points.
That was a good one. They threw it to to the tight end, Wigmore.
Lloyd Graham Jr.
Lloyd Graham, and he was able to extend, not compress to the back of the end zone.
Lloyd Graham Jr. scoring last week, also scoring in the championship game. We saw it in your highlight reel that you put together, Matt. 1 receiving touchdown for him in that one. He actually only had 11 yards on 3 catches during the championship game, piling on 18 more yards today with 3 catches, but 2 of those catches have been for 6. Now 30-0, Baltimore over Sioux Falls. Shout out to those of you who are watching on the FTF Next Twitch page. It's at twitch.tv/FTF Next. Man Robinson, TMG82, You Can Trust Brown, 76, Teflon Ron, 129, AJ Today, Jackson, Frank For Real, Bullet, Bolitsky, and so many more. Also, a shout out to my mom and dad who are watching the game down in Lake Wiley, South Carolina, trying to escape the snow from their home in Western New York.
Cheaters.
I know, left me behind, but such is life, I guess. So it's the way it goes. Sioux Falls takes over at their own 20-yard line after AJ Levy kneels that one down in the end zone. See if Sioux Falls can get anything going on this drive. Colin Hart takes the handoff, off tackle to the left, breaks through, and finally brought down at the 37 by Giovanni Bolt. Nice way to start the drive.
Yeah, it's got to start someplace, but you got to start throwing the ball a little bit more, I think, down the field.
Yeah, I would agree, Matt. I mean, it's it's good to get those big chunk plays on the ground, but that's good for the first.
I mean, if you could get those chunk plays every time you handed the ball off, I'd be all for it. Or if this was a one or 2 score game, I'd be all for it. But 30-0, you've got no receivers on the field.
Tyree to throw.
Oh,
man, that almost went to the end zone. Ben Stackenpaper getting his hands on the ball. That had pick 6 written all over it. 2nd down and 10.
Not quite stacking the picks, just stacking the paper. It's a
Just
tedious
stacking
job,
the
but someone has
papers.
to do it. So what you tell them, there's these things called computers. You don't have to stack paper anymore.
You can get your news digitally. Empty
Yes.
backfield for the Sparrows. Short drop. Has time. Fires. Oh, and that one's tipped and incomplete. Stackenpaper in on the coverage against Al Dillapre Sr. His first target of the ball game. That one is incomplete. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
It happens when I call out a player, they make a good play after two good plays back to back by Mr. Paper Stacker.
5 wide on the field once again for the Sparrows. Tyree to throw, flag on the play, and that one is tipped and incomplete.
Is this going to be on the Sparrows? Say it ain't so.
Well, if it is, it'll be declined anyway. We'll see. I didn't see anything else, so. And that's a holding call on the defense, Matt. The Sparrows accept, and they get a gift as Marvin Himes is called for the hold, and that will give the Sparrows a fresh set of downs.
Didn't see that coming. There's still hope for the Sparrows.
Giovanni Bolt patrolling the defensive backfield. Tyree, quick pass up to the top. That one's caught. Gain of 8. And gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. And Matt, they might need to do more of that. Work the sidelines and try to conserve as much time as possible.
Yeah, I don't mind those kinds of throws for sure. If you can get the ball down the field in 8-yard chunks and not burn much clock, it's definitely a big advantage for you. Sure, if you can't push the ball down the middle of the field, but man, I'd love to see a deep post route.
Ball is handed off to Hart. Hart not going to be able to get all the way back to the line. Well, he gets to the line, but doesn't get to the line to gain. 3rd down and 1 coming up from midfield.
And how good has Baltimore's tackling been all night long? You know, Hart's had openings, but he hasn't been able to blow somebody up and really get a huge play because the next guy up for Baltimore just stops him in his tracks.
Hart trying to convert, and he does, and more. Able to get into Baltimore territory and move the chains. And we have an injury on the play.
Oh, boy.
Saron Yates, the 4th, slow to get up. Check on the injury, see if we can see what happened. No. There we go. Not sure. This looks like he was probably just maybe stepped on by his own guy. Looks like maybe some friendly fire.
It didn't look too serious.
We'll give you an update on Yates when we find out more from the sideline. Offset I formation here on 1st down and 10.
Normally, I think they'd be a bigger deal if it's, may open up the running game a little bit with Yates out of the game, but,
they're going to test that theory. Hart stiff arms the defender. Nice run there for a gain of 6. Next Saturday on 11 Sports, Matt, Week 3 begins next Saturday on the 11 Sports Network and For the Fans Twitch channel as the Denver Nightwings welcome back the Baltimore Vultures to the Mile High City. Then Sioux St. Louis will visit Louisiana in a rivalry of conversation. Bonus coverage begins. I can't speak. Bonus coverage includes Carolina versus Florida and Lone Star versus Houston. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Football season is only just beginning. Matt, you and I will be down in Louisiana.
Much more.
Calling that St. Louis game. Team owner Gerald Smith has promised us some Louisiana fried chicken. I'm looking forward to that. 3rd down and 3, and they cannot get there. We'll gain 2. Cornelius with the carry. And I think it goes saying this time they have to go for it, Matt.
Well, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, the offense is out there. Tyree under center.
Yeah, I would say you have to for sure. Listen, these conditions, kicking it from here, no.
3 down linemen for Baltimore. They might run. Tyree might just take this one himself. Trying to get the hard snap. Will they even snap it, or are they just going to try to go for a far field goal?
Oh, don't do this. Come on.
Waste a timeout. They do. Oh, man, they burn a timeout. That could definitely come back to haunt them.
Game management right there. Not the best. What do you get? I mean, either you got to get points either. You just got to go for it. There's just no other way. 30-0. What's a field goal going to do?
Yeah, nothing. Other than,
I guess the 0
get rid of the O. Yeah. And this one's no gimme either. This one's going to be from 51 yards out. Maxwell Falk, perfect on the season last season. This one down the middle in the snow. Ball is falling, and it is good. 51 yards away. He had room to spare on that one, Matt. And the O is gone as Sioux Falls gets some points up on the board.
Kind of a consolation prize, I guess. You don't get the old O, but it doesn't really, doesn't really help you in the game much at all.
Yeah, they're not going to try an onside.
Maybe it'd be a fumble on this kickoff, and scoop and score, and then it'd be 30-10, and then.
I don't want to jinx Bolt, but I don't see a return man of his caliber dropping it, and he doesn't. Gets up to the 21-yard line. We've got an update from Atlanta. What do you have for us, Cam?
Thanks, Mike. Mike, Kendra's back.
Yeah, Cam coming off of a Kyler Murray interception. Tom Pepper drops back and hits Kendra Hall over on the left side of the field as he tiptoes into the end zone, and then Vancouver goes up big.
The Legion up 20 in Atlanta. Back to Mike and Matt and the crew in Baltimore.
Thanks, Cam. Deep
Oh!
pass over the middle is incomplete into a trio of Sparrows.
That could have been a glimmer of hope if they had picked that ball off, but unfortunately Sioux Falls just couldn't come away with it.
Yeah, pick it off, score a touchdown quick, and you've got a 3-score ball game once again.
I mean, Sioux Falls plays in South Dakota. It's not like it's a tropical paradise. They should be, these conditions should throw them off.
No, not really. So we haven't seen the weather play too huge of a factor, but definitely been a lopsided ball game. That pass is complete and running away, adding on to that yardage total. Ivory Irvin with another catch. 137 yards now on 12 catches and a touchdown, Matt.
Yeah, he's had himself a day. Early on, he was just a big factor in breaking tackles and just helping Baltimore establish this lead. And he's been quiet in the second half, but they really haven't needed any more offense because Sioux Falls just scored 3. So
Wigmore to throw on first down. Hits Irvin again on the sidelines. Gain of 7, second down and 3.
Baltimore's going for blood. They're just not, we're just not going to run the ball. We're just going to keep throwing. They just easily hand the ball up to Gaines 3 times, and if he doesn't get it, punt it and still be in very comfortable position. But
yeah, especially keep the clock rolling. I mean, the clock is moving now. Throwing incomplete or getting out of bounds on the sideline like that's going to stop the clock. There's the T-Roy Gaines handoff. That one will move the chains. Gets up to the 48-yard line, first down.
yeah, and I mean, I think at some point here, Baltimore's going to be like, well, we're up so much, we're going to put the backups in, so why not just let Gaines have a few carries here before he gets pulled, probably in the next minute or so, I imagine.
First down and 10. Gaines gets the handoff again. Stuffed at the line. This time only a 1-yard gain will be a second down and 9.
Again, just running the clock. You're up 30-3. There's no point in getting anybody hurt or, throwing picks. Just keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Keep it moving. Gaines with over 100 all-purpose yards last week, approaching those numbers again. He's about 85 combined receiving and passing. Wigmore pump fake over the middle. That one is caught. Hauled in by Holder. No, they're going to say incomplete. That one was broken up. Pass is incomplete, and just see, that's what we were talking about, Matt. Pass is dropped, third down and 9. Clock stops.
Yeah, that's what you don't want if you're Baltimore. That's what, like I said, the one criticism I'd say for Baltimore is just a little too pass heavy in certain situations. Better than being too conservative, but it has bitten them a few times tonight.
Yeah, like even here I'd run, but 5 wide. Wigmore going deep down the sideline, tipped and incomplete. So that play took 5 seconds off the clock, and now they will have to punt it back to Sioux Falls. And I guess they're letting Sioux Falls hang in there, even though it's an odd game, Matt. I mean, the scoreboard says blowout. Anybody just tuning in now is going to look at this and think blowout. But Sioux Falls it just feels like they still have a chance. I mean, only 5 minutes to go. It's tough to actually think that they do, but we'll see what happens on this next drive. This next drive will be telling.
Mike's got the song "Don't Stop Believing" stuck in his head.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Well, 98 yards to go until the end zone for the Sparrows. Need to fire up a little journey on this one. They're about to go on a journey, Matt. 98 yards to the end zone. We'll see.
They have traveled far, indeed. Hart just bust out a 98-yard touchdown run right here.
Tyree under center hands it off, and gaining only 2 yards is Cornelius.
I don't love this set for no huddle, and you only have 2 receivers out there, but oh no.
And they hand it off to Cornelius again, and hopefully
They're tuning up Cornelius, I have a feeling.
I hope that Tyree can make a change here. And he does not. Cornelius takes the handoff again, gets stuck. Can he get the first down? He can't. 4th down and 11. Back at their own 11. And Alvin Mack getting the stop.
It's unfortunate.
And they're coming out to go for it.
Well, good for them.
Will this be a Tyree scramble? 4 down linemen for Baltimore. No, they will throw. Pump fake. Firing. And that one's caught. And they move the chains. And now, Matt, they're on a 4 wide and a tight end. Empty backfield look as they hurry back to the line. A little bit better formation for no huddle.
I can't tell if Baltimore's backups are in, but either way, you just got to go with what's out there.
Another deep pass down the middle is caught by A.J. Warren, and they are on the move. I still see Marvin Himes out there at the bottom. Hitting and getting the sack. A punishing hit by number 70 on that defensive line. 2nd and 13 after that sack. Out route to the top is complete. I thought he was off to the races. Gunnar Lewis with catch number 2 on the day.
All right, let's see that shotgun. Shotgun, 3 wide, tight end, running back. That's legal, I think. Even better, all the wide receivers.
5 wide. Tyree in the gun. 3rd down and 6. Crowd still in it. In this one here in Baltimore. Out route to the bottom. Tipped and incomplete. That one will fall down into the snow. 4th down and 6. Well defended by Ben Stacking Paper.
Someone needs to buy that man a 14.4 modem. Get him on his way. Get him off the paper. You know, you can't give him the high speed wireless right away. You got to start him with the 14.4.
4th down and 6. The last gasp here for Sioux Falls. If they can keep this drive alive, Tyree out route to the bottom, short of the line again, and his momentum carries him out of bounds. It's a turnover on downs. A.J. Warren could not get to the down marker.
The Cardinals send Mike short of the line. You just can't do it. You got to run that route just a little deeper, or
1 yard,
or just hold the ball out.
Yep.
But alas, now we will see.
It was not to be.
Now we will see a bunch of the backups are in. It's their time to shine. Unfortunately, we don't have Freddie Fox. That's the other team. Ball against the Fox.
1st down and 10 from their own 47-yard line. The ball is handed off. Trying to get around to the outside. It'll be a loss of 1. Next Sunday on For the Fans, we'll get you ready for the big game from Tampa with SFL Championship experience. 4 times champs Queen City hosts the Season 14 champion Atlanta Swarm, and then a rematch of the Season 5 Championship Classic between DC and Mexico City. Coverage starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The SFL on For the Fans. Football season's only just beginning, Matt. We're in week 2 right now, starting week 3 next week. Excited to get this season started. 2nd down and 11. That pass is thrown to the top, and that one's caught for 1st down yardage. So getting the backups involved, and even they're able to get things going as Adam Jefferson throws one to the top.
Nice route by Holder, and keeps on going along. Well, Sioux Falls,
they're going to challenge this one, man.
Why not?
Why not? See if they can get this one to go their way. Maybe it wasn't a catch.
Maybe.
We'll find out. This replay.
Maybe there was no goal in Buffalo too, but the refs didn't see that either.
Holder with the catch. It looked to me like he got his foot down, but it's hard to see where the sideline is in the snow. See what the ref has to say.
Hooray! They win.
And that's incomplete. The first thing to go Sioux Falls' way all ball game is the challenge. And they say that one's incomplete.
The fans aren't a fan of that.
No.
Give them a break. They're down 30-3.
Third down and 11. And Jefferson out in the gun. Empty backfield.
No running for me, says Baltimore. Even with the backups, this should be an adventure.
Jefferson, pressure coming. Running to his left, and down he goes. Sacked on the play by James Kelly. Let's check in with Cameron Irvine and what's going on down in Atlanta.
Thanks, Mike. It is not Atlanta's day.
Yeah, Atlanta were driving, looking to get back into the game, but Kyler Murray, with his second interception of the day, takes it all the way back to the house, 90-plus yards. Vancouver is up 34-7.
Yikes. Sioux Falls in Atlanta. Wake up. We'll see you in week 3.
Thank you, Cam. 4th down and 17, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in this one. We'll be back to see the conclusion of this on the other side. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fan. And welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland for the conclusion of this one. Baltimore up 30-3 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Playing the backups now in garbage time, trying to just run this clock out. They got it down to the 2-minute warning. Coming up, we'll have post-game coverage, the conclusion of the Vancouver and Atlanta game, and then studio analysis of the evening action, and then the late evening slate preview. It's all coming up here in the post-game at the conclusion of this one. First and 10 from the Sioux Falls 22-yard line. Tyree going down the right sideline, and that one was picked off too. That ball looked like a duck, Matt, and Austin Brigham was able to benefit from that.
Well, they had a shot, and it stopped. It's hard to get the engine going when you can't, hit
you're forced. You're one-dimensional at that point, right? I mean, you're just you got to throw. Not it's kind of a tall task to score 4 touchdowns in 2 minutes, but you at least got to try. You're going to throw, and that one unfortunately picked, and Sioux Falls will burn their second time out. That handoff goes for a gain of 1 yard. Second down and 9, minute 43 to go in the ball game. Jack Wigmore, Matt, finished his night 30 of 45, 306 yards, completed 73% of his throws, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. A great night for Baltimore quarterback Jack Wigmore. This run taken by Damon Morehouse. Flag on the play. Looks like most likely offensive holding.
Yep.
And they do indeed call holding on Kevin Guy, the tackle. That'll back them up and stop the clock.
He's not going to be a really popular guy right now.
Oh, Matt pulling out all the jokes here at the ball game.
Yep. We got to pull out all the stops.
Ivory Irvin, 13 receptions on 13 targets, 145 yards for him and a touchdown. Either one of those two could easily be the player of the game. We'll have to see how this one wraps up. Nice run there once again by Morehouse.
It's when your game plan's great is when your backups come in and they're running like this against the starters for the other team. I mean,
Final timeout. Go ahead.
Just Morehouse doing a good job. Finds the opening and then just does a great job.
Final timeout called by the Sparrows. 3rd down and 8. If they can convert the first, the clock will roll and they can kneel this one away. If not, one more opportunity for Sioux Falls. We'll see what happens. Jefferson in the gun. Firing deep over the middle, and that one is intercepted. Taken away by A.J. Levy. It's pick number 2 on the day for Levy, along with 7 tackles and a pass deflection. And Julian Tyree will come back out onto the field for what will likely be one final offensive possession.
I don't know if that's the Levy, but that ball looked like it was filled with helium. Might have been a little deflated.
Now, Matt, no accusations of the ball being manipulated. We don't want any of that. It was just a light toss. That's all. So 5 wide here for the Sparrows from their own 29-yard line. Minute 29 to go in the ball game. Tyree, pressure coming down the right sideline, right back to him. He throws it to Ben Stackenpaper, and he gets the interception, just piling on the picks. Not much he could do, Matt,
and
but
piling
that
on
one,
the paper.
Yeah, piling on the paper, piling on the picks. That's interception number 5 thrown by Julian Tyree in this ball game. It's been a rough one. And that'll do it.
Right, Stackenpaper's still out there. I guess he's the backup free safety to Bolt, so he's just enjoying the being in that position.
Yeah, the extra opportunities. So Adam Jefferson will come back on the field for Baltimore to kneel this one down. Like I said, Matt, Jack Wigmore, 33 out of 46, 306 yards. Quarterback rating was a 93.2. And last season, when he started about midway through the season and led Baltimore to a championship. So small sample size, but 3rd in the league last season in quarterback rating of 94.7. So he's right up there again. He actually was number 1 in the league in completion percentage last season too, at 75.3% completion percentage, and tonight 71.7%. So another efficient game. We did have 2 picks. So what are your initial thoughts? Jack Wigmore with his performance, or Ivory Irvin, who had a nice performance at the hands of Jack Wigmore, player of the game? What's your thoughts?
I think it's just Irvin because of the 2 picks. Irvin did a lot after the catch, bodying some people. So maybe it's him, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. We'll have to find out what the voters think. 13 receptions, 145 yards, caught every pass thrown his way, averaged over 11 yards per reception. He had a touchdown. His long was 24 yards, one final kneel down. And that one will do it as Baltimore wins the championship rematch 30-3. All Baltimore here in this snowy ball game as we see our post-game stats and highlights in this one. Matt, your final thoughts for this game?
I mean, look at all those turnovers. Sioux Falls had some yards, but they just kept turning the ball over, and that's not going to help your case. And, I mean,
Baltimore will improve to 2-0 on the season. Sioux Falls will fall to 0-2. Next up for Baltimore, they hit the road to Denver next week to take on the Night Wings. For Sioux Falls, their home, they will be hosting the Charleston Predators. Coming up later this evening, Matt, the DC Dragons will head to Denver, take on the Night Wings, and the Las Vegas Fury will be in San Diego. All coming up later on this evening in the Simulationfl League. SFL action returns next week on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. We'll get things started. Baltimore and Denver will kick that slate off on the 11 Sports Network as we roll through the final highlights in this one and see some bonus coverage coming up after this game. We'll watch the conclusion of the Vancouver-Atlanta game. And we'll see who the player of the game is. I'm kind of thinking Jack Wigmore might take this one away. Matt, he hit over 300 yards. But it's definitely, I'd say, down between Wigmore and Ivory Irvin, as we see an Irvin reception right there. You do have a good point. He did get some nice yards after the catch.
144 yards. Only one touchdown that might hurt him, but he was a big part of that first half, and Baltimore just kind of securing their lead, and they just never. Oh, there's that duck you're talking about.
There's the duck.
There's one of mine right there.
That's a Matt Wilson special right there.
It's a golden duck right there, yeah.
The golden duck. All right. Well, Jefferson, here's another A.J. Levy pick, throwing that one over the middle. And Tyree, one last gasp to bend stacking paper. As he's able to take that one away and secure the win. And without further ado, let's find out who is the player of the game in this one. And it is indeed Jack Wigmore for his performance. 305 yards, 3 touchdowns, a great game by Wigmore and the Baltimore Vultures. For Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine, and everyone here at the Simulationfl League, I am Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody. We'll now send it over to Atlanta for the conclusion of that game. Take it away.
Ball off to Hollywood. They just run a quick out route with Siege Falco, get him open towards the sideline, and stop the clock while they get the first down. Big play for Atlanta to keep this drive alive, and they're looking to score here.
And we welcome those of you who just watched Baltimore defeat Sioux Falls 30-3. We're here at the Hive in Atlanta, where Atlanta is down big to Vancouver. But driving here late in this game, trying to get in the end zone, Dynasty's pass complete left side to Boo Chisholm. And it's second goal from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Chisholm, an easy dump off to keep this ball moving for the Swarm.
Underneath, the Chisholm gets 5 yards down to the Vancouver 1-yard line. And Atlanta's going to stay in the hurry-up offense.
I wonder if Dynasty is going to look BDG's way on the swing pass here.
BDG stays in the block, fires back to the end zone, just out of the end zone, as Siege Falco could not get his down and inbounds. And what do you think, Robert? You can go for it here on 4th down, try to get the 6 points, or settle for the field goal?
I absolutely would go for it at this point. Down 7-41. There's not a whole lot other than to make the scoreboard look a little less by kicking the field goal. You got to get the touchdown here and a little bit of momentum on your offensive side heading into next week.
Owner Mark Chisholm agrees with you. Dynasty, quick drop back to throw. Penalty flag thrown. Diving catch. Oh, no. Incomplete to Siege Falco, but we do have a penalty flag on the field. We'll see what it is.
I'm thinking it might be a holding call. The flag came out a little after the ball was thrown.
Yeah, R62 got the holding call, so Legion declined due to the incomplete pass, and it will be a turnover on downs. Vancouver now on the 1 yard line, though, so Atlanta playing the odds. Hopefully they can make a nice defensive stand, maybe get a safety or force a turnover or a quick 3 and out.
Yeah, and they got to key in on Robert Redford here. Maybe run some kind of running back spy, just something where your linebacker is tracking Redford every step. And as you said, they could get a safety here.
On the call here for you tonight, I'm Stephen Hacker. He's Robert Garrett Jr. Redford gets the carry, and he's going to get stopped. That's not Redford. That's the backup, but he's going to get stopped in the end zone for a safety.
And a great job by Chris Porter there. The ends on each side really jammed down inside to stop Redford from being able to get outside on that run, and a good big-time safety for Atlanta to try and bring the score closer.
Yeah, and that was Myron Jackson Jr. that got the carry there. Couldn't break away and gives Atlanta 2 points, and now they're going to get the ball here. Returner fields it at the 25-yard line, brought out to the 40. Down in the stats truck for us here tonight's Phil Koss, Dwayne Schindler, and A.K. Jones. Producing back at the SFL headquarters is producer Cameron Irvine. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. And Atlanta is really needing some points, definitely fighting for some respect here, trying to show that their playbook is working and that they've got some fight left in their tank. Dynasty under center, single back, 3 wide receivers. Back to throw, takes a deep shot down the left side. Boo Chisholm wide open, nobody around him. He's going to have a huge 60-yard touchdown. He gets Atlanta on the board and that much closer.
Yeah, that's a big-time touchdown for Atlanta. Unfortunately for Vancouver, the backups are in at this point. They don't have a whole much left to play for. So Boo Chisholm able to beat his corner, get a deep ball downfield, and put more points on the board for Atlanta here.
Dynasty looking to get his totals updated to 27. 2 touchdowns here today. Does have quite a few interceptions, 4 or 5 interceptions here today. So definitely the touchdown helping build that confidence back up. Trusted target again, 9 season veteran Boo Chisholm, one of the go-to receivers in this Atlanta Swarm offense. Sammy Steele on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 16-41 Atlanta. I'm sorry, Vancouver up 41-16 over Atlanta.
Yeah, Steven, pretty much this whole game has been dominated by Vancouver on both sides of the ball. Their defense coming up with 5 interceptions on Bryant Dynasty, and, their offense not too far behind. Pepper with 3 passing touchdowns, Redford with his own rushing touchdown. We're going to see an onside kick here, but it does not work out in Atlanta's favor, and the Legion get the ball once again.
And Vancouver will take over on offense at the Atlanta 40-yard line. With that, quarterback Mark Salt. No, it's still Tom Pepper. Tom Pepper's still in the game. 3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Strong power I formation for the Legion. Handoff right side and a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, and at this point, I think Vancouver's just going to keep trying to run the clock down, see if they can get out of this without giving up any more points. Redford got a 4-yard gain there, but with 3 minutes left to go, that's a lot of time to run down on the clock.
And no urgency getting set up here. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Less than 7 seconds now on the play clock. Pepper's going to milk all of that he can. Snaps the ball left side, handoff. Met in the backfield, spins away, but Redford's going to lose 2.
And Steven, an interesting point to look at the 1 yard line, the Vancouver offense opted to go with the backups. And the next time they come out, Redford and Pepper back out on the field. So you got to wonder what the coaching staff for Vancouver was thinking there.
Well, I think they said, we feel this pretty comfortable with this lead. Then they get out there and The safety happens, and they're like, "Well, maybe we don't feel so comfortable anymore. Let's just go with what was working earlier in this ball game." A 3rd and 9 for Tom Pepper and this Legion offense. 61% here today, 8 of 13 on 3rd down. A handoff to Redford up the middle, makes a nice move, gets 6 yards, but that's short of the 1st down. That was Myron Jackson Jr. on that carry that made the nice move. And we've come to the 2-minute warning here in Atlanta, Georgia. Vancouver's up 41-16 with the Simulation Football League on board.
Welcome back to the SFL studios here in southeastern United States. I'm Cameron Irvine. He's Mike St. Green. 2 minutes left, but that game is well and done, so we can wrap up the block. A block that, by all accounts, Mike, failed to meet expectations. A couple of blowouts in some big-time rematches of last season's playoffs. What gives?
Yeah, Baltimore celebrating the championship with their rings today. Did not have any championship hangover at all. Big performance from the defense. Ivory Irvin also got things started early with a big first half on with a couple of with a receiving touchdown, 100 yards in the first half. Jack Wigmore had a big day, 305 yards and 3 touchdowns. But yeah, the defense really came up big for Baltimore.
Vancouver, I think it's the shock of the week for me, honestly, Mike. They go to Atlanta after Atlanta blows out Tulsa, and they blow out Atlanta. They have now shut down BDG Hollywood and Reggie Streeter in back-to-back weeks. Is this the best team in the SFL right now?
If it wasn't for Baltimore, I'd probably be inclined to agree with you. Like I can't say enough. Like I said, I think last week after these guys played, they are not a team I would want to meet anytime soon on my SFL schedule. A totally dominating performance again today, as you mentioned, against a good rushing attack from Atlanta. The defense has played well. Kyler Murray, 2 big interceptions. Ashley Rose Finch also with an interception, and Kendra Hall going home and going back to Atlanta and with 2 big touchdown catches today herself.
We'll be back to preview the evening slate after this when we come back to the SFL postgame report.
Man, those other guys were in my ear. I didn't mute them.
All right, Mike, we've got 2 games left on the slate here today. Coming up here in the nightcap, we're on LSN, FTF Facebook, FTF Twitch, DC and Denver. San Diego, Vegas is the nightcap 9:20 kickoff on the SFL's Twitch channel. What say you about this evening's slate?
Oh wow, yeah, DC, the young expansion team going up against the Denver Nightwings that's going to be a tough opponent for these guys. But hey, it's going to be a good measuring stick as well to see where they measure up against one of the better teams in the league. San Diego hosting Las Vegas in their home opener for that franchise. 5 field goals, I believe, last week from Nico Cappuccino. Let's see if San Diego can finally get some points on the board for us, like getting the ball in the end zone. And Vegas had a solid performance last week as well. Scott Johnson and company had a great game against Carolina. Let's see how they fare going into San Diego.
Our last update across the FTF family of networks today, Vancouver scored again, 48-16. They now have 15 more points than anybody else in week number 2. We've got games coming up next. It's 8 o'clock, so for everyone on the FTF family of networks, we're off, but you can catch us on FTF Twitch and Facebook coming up here in a couple of minutes. For Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League, and we'll see you next Saturday on 11 Sports and FTF Twitch when SFL action resumes.